Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the Brett Allan Show, a pop culture podcast where we interview your favorite actors from film and television, music, comedy, and more. And today we have a very special guest. We are chatting with the amazingly talented actor Julian Lerner, who can be currently seen on the hit TV series The Retelling, not a reboot of The Wonder Years. Julian, welcome into the show. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Let's talk about this amazing show and your character and really how you became a part of this fantastic project.
Yeah, well, I mean, The Wonder Years Reimagined depicts the social and family life of a 12-year-old boy growing up in Montgomery, Alabama during the late 1960s. My character is Brad Hitman. He is funny, fun, he's energetic, he's a good friend. Yeah, I mean, I auditioned for this role during COVID, so it was all on Zoom. But yeah, it was really, really fun. Even like the chemistry was on Zoom, which was a little bit crazy. But yeah, it was a cool new experience for me.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Had you watched the original before you auditioned, or did you watch it after? Okay.
Yeah, I did actually. I watched it after I booked the role. I binged it, like binged the entire series. It was so good. I was so glad to see kids up on the screen who I could relate to in many ways. Like when they laugh, I laughed. When it was awkward, I could definitely relate. And when the drama hits, it really hits hard. And I think we're gonna do that same thing with this show.
Yeah, and I know Fred Savage has had quite a hand in this particular retelling. And I wouldn't classify it as a reboot because it's
Right.
certainly not that. It still has the nostalgia, the aesthetics, and the looks of the original show theme song, obviously, which you were singing on Instagram, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right,
But
cool.
yeah, absolutely. But you did a fantastic job and have continued to do a great job. So you filmed this. Was this filmed during lockdown? Did you get it done after COVID? I mean, we're still kind of sort of in the middle of things, but how
Yeah.
did production work for you specifically?
Well, I mean, we're actually still filming it right now.
Okay.
But yeah, what episode are we on right now? I think we're on 10. Yeah, we're on episode 10. They're coming out. I think this Wednesday. Watch out for episode 4. That's coming out. But yeah, I mean, it's really, really fun. Everybody's so kind and nice on the TV show. I think we all just clicked, and it really helps to, have a great friendship on and off because it really shows on screen.
Yeah, I mean, the chemistry is unmatchable, I would say, from the entire cast. We've had several other cast members on the show,
Okay.
Alan Maldonado, amongst other people. So who
Yeah.
plays the coach, but he's far more than that. I mean, there's a lot more to it. But this is
Right.
a great show. And having watched the original and then watching this one in particular, I think that you guys have just done such a fantastic job. Now, like the last season, or I'm sorry, the last series, and this one too, your storyline, your writers, your characters, they all touch on a lot of important topics. I'm very curious, as a young actor like yourself, when
Mhm.
you are a part of such an important project, what are your hopes, or what do you desire that the viewers walk away from when they get a chance to watch the show?
Yeah, well, I mean, the original Wonder Years was both hilarious and moving. People are going to experience those same things through a different community with different opportunities and different challenges. I'm just so excited to be a part of telling this story at this moment in time. I really just I hope our show gives people the opportunity to learn about our country and the history of our country so we can all move towards equality.
Yeah, I think that couldn't be answered any other way. As a side note, what do friends think that their buddy is on television? I mean, do they treat you any differently, or are they just kind of like, all right, I've heard enough, let's get back to doing homework, or whatever it is that we're
Right.
doing?
Well, I mean, I'm so lucky to have friends who support me and are just really good people. So I mean, they're like, okay, cool, you're on this show, right? They're like, they're happy for me, but then they're also like, okay, let's go play video games and stuff like that. I think out of like the whole filming the show and stuff. I'm just a normal kid with my friends. But when I'm filming it, I'm like being a professional and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they're really great, and I'm really lucky to have people who support me.
Yeah, it's good to have close friends like that who can enjoy the journey with you as well, but
Right.
also, let you be normal, which is important for somebody at your age. I mean, you've clearly accomplished a lot more than most people. So it's a big deal, right? Probably more than I ever did when I was your age. So my hat's off to you. Now, every actor, and we've had a lot of celebrities on the show like yourself, and they all have their journey and kind of how they got to where they are. Of course, you obviously have gotten started at a very young age and are already on a massive television show. And of course, the sky is the limit. But I have to be curious here, Julian, and find out, what was it that attracted you to acting and drove you as an interest in doing this career?
Well, I mean, I actually here's I'll give you a thing. So there's actually an actor who I am really inspired by. You probably know him. His name's Leonardo Dicaprio. Uh, well, I mean, when the first time I saw him, he was in Titanic, and I was just amazed. He was so good. And then I saw him in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and I think he was about my age when he shot that, and he just blew me away. It was just amazing. I was like, wow, I want to do that. I want to try to learn to do that, and that's kind of what got me into this business.
Well, it's very fascinating. And obviously, friends and family have been supportive, which is important on this journey. Now, I alluded to this earlier, but I have to ask, I saw you were on Instagram and you sang the theme song wonderfully, by the way, the day that the show released and kind of leading up to it, kind of teasing it, which is an iconic theme song in any case. But I'm very curious, is singing another passion for you, or what other creative outlets do you have when you're not acting or doing this?
Yeah, I mean, I love to sing. I mean, my first like big professional job was Gav Ross in the National Broadway Tour of Les Miserables. Yeah, I play electric and acoustic guitar. I study all types of dance. My favorites are tap and hip hop. But yeah, I mean, I also love sports. I do competitive tennis and baseball. And actually, before acting and stuff, I was on the Olympic development team for
Okay.
gymnastics. So yeah.
That's very cool. Wow, that's very impressive. Again, how
Thank
old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I'm very curious.
Well, I'm 13, but I'm turning 14 November 5th. So
Okay, so we have a birthday coming up. So
yeah,
listeners, hit him up on Instagram and send him a happy birthday wish.
thank you.
So you mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio. That's definitely somebody that has influenced you. Are there other actors or entertainers that you look up to as well that you kind of study and watch and go, okay, this is kind of, I like this method that they're using or I find very interesting?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Stevie Wonder, he's amazing. Back to like the singing and stuff. It's just I study him a lot. He's done so much. He's just a great person. And again, I'm really inspired to live up to basically to what he did and is basically still doing. And I'm so glad I get to you know basically have the chance to do this kind of stuff because not only a lot of kids get this chance, and I'm so glad to have parents who also help me go through this and stuff. So
Yeah, fantastic. Well, one last question as we wrap up our chat here, Julian.
yeah.
Again, you've done a lot, you've experienced a lot. I mean, you've been on a Broadway tour. I mean, that's massive. You've obviously and probably interacted with a lot of important people, but have you ever been given a piece of advice that has stuck with you, that has sustained you and kept you moving through this very interesting, arduous career of being an actor? Because
Yeah.
what you do is clearly different than what most people do for a living,
Right.
obviously.
Right. Yeah, I mean, of course. So actually, during Yes Day for Netflix, I was shooting Yes Day, and there's a big party scene, right? There were a lot of kids, and I was getting a little bit stressed. Like I would mess up my lines a lot, and I would kind of say sorry. I would apologize after. And Edgar Ramirez, who plays my dad in the show, in the movie, he kind of took me aside, right? And he told me, like, Julian, you can slow down, you can take your time and take a deep breath, basically gather yourself. And it's just great advice, and it worked immediately. And I'm definitely going to bring that with me through all my, future jobs and stuff, including the Wonder Years.
Yeah, and yesterday we can't forget about that. That was such a fun movie. Now
Yeah.
I have to ask a follow up question because I
All
would
right.
be remiss. Have your parents ever let you have a yes day in real life? Or
Yes.
okay, very good.
The day the movie came out, March 12th, we did a yes day. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Now, it was during COVID, so everything was, most things were actually pretty limited, but I was just so glad I got to have a day just to, hang out with my parents and stuff.
Wonderful. Well, you are amazing, Julian. This is fantastic. We're talking The Wonder Years, which is streaming now, and it premieres on Thursday nights or Friday nights, correct?
Wednesday. Wednesday night.
Wednesday nights. Okay, we'll edit that out. So it appears on Wednesday nights, and it's exciting. If you haven't had a chance to see it, it's amazing. And thank you for taking time out of your filming schedule to hang out with us to talk about this.
You
And
get
yes, Julian, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.